On Wednesday, October 15th at 4 p.m., a pivotal moment in press freedom occurred as the Pentagon press corps collectively walked out, marking the end of decades of historical reporting within the world's most powerful building. Dozens of reporters representing every major outlet, including The Atlantic, Reuters, The Washington Post, CNN, CBS, ABC, and even Fox News, refused to sign Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's new media rules. These rules demanded that journalists pledge not to seek or publish any information not pre-approved by the Pentagon, a policy Hegseth called common sense, and Trump defended as necessary to prevent the press from being disruptive to world peace. Journalists, however, unequivocally labeled it censorship. Nancy Youssef of The Atlantic, who has covered the Pentagon since 2007, articulated the sentiment. To agree to not solicit information is to agree to not be a journalist. Our whole goal is soliciting information. Approximately 50 reporters walked out together, an image destined to be remembered as a defining moment for press freedom this decade. They left behind their nameplates, maps, photos, and decades of institutional memory, rather than sign a loyalty pledge to silence. Many took to social media to express their resolve. USNI News reporter Heather Mongilio wrote, "Today, I'll hand in my badge. The reporting will continue." The administration's actions have drawn comparisons to Nixon-era secrecy and McCarthy-style paranoia. Hegseth, a former Fox News host and Trump loyalist, has held only 2 press briefings in nearly a year, restricted access across the Pentagon, and initiated investigations into leaks. With the new rules, he has effectively closed the door completely. Yet, despite these measures, the journalists did not yield. For once, the press stood united. This was not a partisan issue. It was a battle over power and the right to question it. In a time when truth itself feels threatened, the sight of reporters choosing to leave the Pentagon rather than submit to censorship offers a vital reminder. Perhaps our institutions are not entirely lost. Perhaps there are still individuals within them willing to take a stand. Democracy, it seems, does not perish in darkness. Instead, it walks out carrying boxes and continues to report regardless. The press isn't the only group standing up. On October 18th, over 7 million people came out in protest in over 2,500 cities across the nation. The peaceful demonstration was called No Kings 2.0. The MAGA conservatives called it the Hate America protest, which would be laughable if this comment wasn't dripping with hypocrisy. The specific offense in this case coming from Republican legislators who were present at the January 6th insurrection. People who hid from violent demonstrators. People who begged their dear leader for help that would never come. I attended one of these protests. There was no violence, and with the exception of the people who showed up with a Turning Point booth, there was no overt hate speech. In fact, they were actively trying and failing to drown out the event speeches with their vitriolic rhetoric. They made claims that speeches about pushing back on policies, racism, and supporting Palestinian victims of Israel's indiscriminate bombing was somehow anti-DEI. When the event was over, they remained and shouted rehearsed rhetoric at those leaving. To their credit, the local police recognized the possibility that this might incite violence and surrounded the booth, all while these hateful people continued their tirade. What's more is that the Trump administration and his lackeys in government had called all of the protesters Antifa and therefore terrorists. The people who marched, chanted, sang, listened to speeches, and in some cases showed up in wacky costumes. Of course, they are all terrorists. As happy as I am that so many people came out in protest, as this allows others to know there are other like-minded people who are willing to support the same cause, I also want everyone to understand that actions don't stop there, at the end of the march. The next steps involve organizing locally, whether through community service, political activism, running for office, or donning a frog costume in front of an ICE facility, while line dancing in an act of tactical frivolity. We need to keep the pressure on. Trump must be forced to see that he has failed to win over the majority of American people. The more noise we make, the harder it will be to ignore us. And now it looks like the press has a motivation to take our side instead of kowtowing to a corrupt wannabe dictator and his fascist regime. Rage Against the Machine saying, "Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me." When a regime is hell-bent on oppression, resistance becomes patriotism. That's all for this week. Until next time, remember, your voice is vital. Stand up, speak out, strike back. They don't know what they started. If you appreciate this content, please like, share, and subscribe. For updates, ring the bell. Your support truly helps the channel.